Hey everybody, welcome to the latest episode of Cat Shorts as we take a look at big ideas of the Christian faith in small packages. We're on location today since we're going to be talking about what is sometimes called the first article of the Creed on God, the same God who created the world, and so we're on location in the world. So get your Martin Luther Reformer hat or 16th century Reformer hat equivalent and join me out here in the world. Now, the world's a big place, and we seem to have zoomed in awful small, just on a handful of flowering blossoms on the tree in my backyard here. But there's a method to the madness. See, the first sentence of what we call the Apostles' Creed, this ancient document of faith, starts out saying, "I believe in God, the Father Almighty, creator of heaven and earth." Well, that's an awful big place, and sometimes Christians have made a mistake. I'm going to say it, Christians have made the mistake sometimes in our 2,000-year history of zooming out way too far and way too big instead of focusing on the God who, because God has created the world, has created everything right here at hand too. Sometimes Christians have spent all of our energy making a lot of heat and not very much light, arguing with one another and with the wider world about how long ago God created the world, or how big the universe really was, or whether the earth was in the center or the sun was in the center, things that really weren't in our pay grade and that weren't part of what the original scriptures were saying about how God made the world. Anyhow, we'll have a conversation some other day when we take a deep dive maybe into the creation storytelling in Genesis 1 and 2 about that. But for now, here's the thing. When our older brother in the faith, Martin Luther, asked the question, what does it mean to say, "I believe in God, the Father Almighty, creator of heaven and earth," he doesn't start going back to thousands of years or millions of years or billions of years, and he doesn't have to ask about whether it happened in 24-hour literal days or 6 days or millions of years or any of those things. He starts right up close. He says, you know what it means on an ordinary, everyday basis to say that I believe that God created the world? It means God made me. The smallness of me and the things right at hand in my life. I believe that God created me, that I'm not an accident, that I'm not just a random happening in the universe or the last in a long chain of unrelated events that happened a long time ago, but that God continues to create, and I'm one of those creations, and so are you, and everything else in the world is as well. Instead of zooming out into a super giant zoom out of the whole universe, or looking back in the ancient reaches of distant time, Luther starts with, I believe God made me and gave me my existence as a free gift. I haven't earned my existence. You can't earn your own existence any more than you can bring about your own birth. It's a gift. It's something that's handed to you for free. And my existence, my life, my being here on planet Earth, and planet Earth being here around the sun, and then we can zoom out, the sun being in the Milky Way, and the Milky Way in the universe, all of it are gifts of grace from a God who just gives generously, recklessly, not just in the big and abstract picture, but all the way down to God making me. And, Luther reminds us, God makes all the other stuff in the world that's necessary for me to have my ordinary, everyday life. So God didn't just make me and then say, good luck, you're on your own. But God continues every day to make the things that I need, and my neighbor needs, and my friends and my family need, and strangers need, and people halfway around the world need for life. So every breath is because God continues to make a world where there's oxygen and where there are plants like this one that produces oxygen that I need and makes it so that I can give off the carbon dioxide that the plants need so we can live in symbiosis, and makes plants that can be food for me and animals that can be part of the food chain too in this great interconnected web. All of that are gifts that God gives to me and that God gives to you. And that means, too, I am a gift for somebody else. My presence in the universe, your presence in the universe, is a gift through which God uses you for the benefit of bringing somebody else to life as well. We are this amazing interconnected web, or like intertwining branches on a tree of life, bringing each other to life, being fed by one another and passing that on to one another in turn, too. Sometimes we religious folk, we start too big, too distant, too far removed, when what God's really up to is right here at hand. To say that I believe God created the heavens and the earth starts with saying God created me. My existence is a gift of a creator who loves and recklessly showers grace on me and all creation, not just giving me life in the first place, making a universe where I could live as well, but day by day, giving me, and giving you, giving each of us the things we need for life. the conversation can get bigger and wider and deeper from there, but that's where we start. So, next time, join us here on Cat Shorts as we take a look at what's sometimes called the second article of the Creed and what it means to say we believe in Jesus. Join us next time on Cat Shorts. Bye.